Tales of Counter-Earth is a game. What, do you want more? Fine. Tales of Counter-Earth is an open D6 game, a pretty solid system with an open SRD allowing anyone to freely use or edit the game to their needs. Tales of Counter-Earth doesn't really do anything particularly interesting with the system outside of the setting. The setting is a sword and planet game, similar to John Carter of Mars or Flash Gordon even. There is technology, oiled men, and a Boris Vallejo painting in space. This setting does have some unique aspects to it, with a mishmash of cultures ranging from the Vikings, the Native Americans called the Red Savages, Roma Greeks, and even the Japanese. All of them live in the not Mediterranean, where they fight, duel, build a unique culture due to the presence of the insectoid priest kings. They keep everyone on science fiction medicine, but force them to stay in antiquity militarily. Interesting, no? But what if I told you I was lying? Yes, I've deceived you all. Tales of Counter-Earth isn't real, because this game is actually called Tales of Gore. Gore started as a series in 1966 written by John Norman, otherwise known as philosophy professor John Lange, about the sword and planet setting. Everything I said above is completely accurate, but before you get excited, Gore is also known for one other thing: Kajira, slave girls. An excerpt on the 1972 Captive of Gore book taken directly from Tales of Gore. In this installment of the Gorean saga, beautiful and headstrong Eleanor Brinton of Earth finds herself thrust into the savage world of Counter-Earth, also known as Gore. Brinton must relinquish her earthly position as a beautiful, wealthy, and powerful woman, where she finds herself as part of the harsh Gorean society. She is powerless as a female pleasure slave in the camp of Targo, the slave merchant, forced to learn the arts of providing pleasure to any man who buys her. Eleanor is determined to escape. Nevertheless, she is sold for a high price, and her master is determined to get his money's worth. Gore's arguably main claim to fame among the 30-plus books is Norman's graphic depiction of slavery, sex, and the mixture of both. Most notably are the slave girls themselves, which frequently come to, quote, enjoy their new enslaved state, and are often pleasure slaves of some sort. Male slaves exist, but the prolific nature of the Gorean tastes, you could say, can be a pretty hard turnoff, because Gorean culture is pretty strong in the BDSM roleplay community, which are hardcore in some aspects. The writer, James Desborough, emboldened by being an officially licensed gore game, went a bit hardcore in a few parts as well, notably including the skills of escapology, rope work, pleasure, and slave handling, mixed with the traits which act as minor boons and banes, adding things such as slave heart, bread slave, and midget. In good faith, I'm not going to recommend Tales of Gore for the average person unless you really already like gore. Desborough doesn't really add anything interesting to the Open D6 at all to warrant looking deeper into it, and the setting is fine if you like gore, but trying to remove certain aspects of gore kind of defeats the purpose of buying a Gorean book. Tales of Gore is a game for the Gorean community, for people who like gore and want more gore to fill their Gorean lifestyle with and have their Gorean book collection next to their picture of a Gorean woman and their Second Life account. It's a fine game simply because it's using a good system that he didn't write. My name is Notepad, and this was Tales of Gore. If you like what I do here, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Fun fact, do you know that there's actually a budget not hentai of gore called Fencer of Minerva? Shit's whack.